Yo, what up guys, it's Juan at JB Reviews. Today I finally have the PlayStation 5. It took so long to get my hands on this PlayStation 5. I was avidly scouring the internet on a daily basis looking for restocks on either Best Buy, Target, GameStop, you name it. And I was fortunate enough to finally get my hands on a bundle deal that had dropped through GameStop here recently and got a second DualSense controller, NBA 2K21, and the Miles Morales Ultimate Launch Edition, along with a $20 GameStop gift card. Now, some people may be resorting to buying the bundles simply because a lot of stores are not dropping the single consoles, and if they are, they tend to go out of stock within seconds. If you can avoid it, please do not buy a scalped PS5. I know you want the console, but you are just giving these people another reason to keep doing what they are doing with these bots and double and triple charging retail for the console. I personally refused to pay above retail. I simply just got lucky and managed to get my hands on one. Now, the PS5 has been out for approximately 3 to 4 months by this point, and honestly, the game selection is still fairly scarce. The Series X as well does not have very many exclusives, but time will provide many more games to come. So I was actually planning on buying the Miles Morales Ultimate Edition simply because I had missed out on the PlayStation 4 era. I was jumping on the Series X by that point, and I completely missed that era of PlayStation. The last time that I played a PlayStation was the PS2 and PS3, so I was totally down to pick up the PS5. So I did pick up the Ultimate Edition of Miles Morales because I also did not get the chance to play the Spider-Man game from 2018. The Miles Morales Ultimate Edition does come with the Miles Morales game, along with the remastered for the PS5 Spider-Man game. I will be doing a separate review on the remastered edition and or Miles Morales as well, just depends, but more on the PS5. Speaking of price to performance ratio, I did basically say the same thing for the Series X. If you have not seen that review, I will leave that linked right up here. But it's essentially the same thing. For $400 or $500, you cannot put together a PC in 2021 that will give you the level of performance of the PS5 or Series X. The PS5, as you already know, is going to be the current generation of the PlayStation line of consoles. Sony definitely delivered on this console. It's going to be an excellent addition if you are a gamer or a Sony fan. Backwards compatibility is going to be another key factor for the PlayStation 5. It is compatible with essentially all the PlayStation 4 games, so that's pretty cool. Unfortunately, it's not compatible with all of the other PlayStation lineup of past games, unlike the Xbox Series X. Now, the build is going to be a little controversial. It is a bit futuristic. It does also kind of look like a Wi-Fi router. I know some people like it, others don't. I personally don't mind it. I think it looks pretty fresh. I do wish though that it would have come with a black variant option. I would have gone with that for sure. One thing I do not necessarily like about the PS5 is the fact that they added the glossy plastic on the trim in the middle of the console. That tends to scratch up really easily, along with collect fingerprints and dust, so that will be a slight criticism on the engineering part of that, but overall the design is fairly nice. Now, the PlayStation 5 does come with a stand that can be used to place it in a vertical position or a horizontal position. You do not necessarily need the stand to place it vertically, but you definitely will need that to place it horizontally. I'm not necessarily a fan of the stand design, but it is in there and you will need that for horizontal use. I have to admit, the disc drive is going to be a little awkwardly placed on the console. The digital edition definitely does look better. It just looks more streamlined and clean. The disc edition does have that slide bump right there for the disc drive, but it is what it is. Now, the PS5 is going to be pretty tall if you do have it vertically, so do keep that in mind. Given your entertainment system layout, that will definitely be a deterrent for some people, but overall it's fairly manageable for larger size entertainment systems. In terms of ports on the console, you get 2 USB-A ports on the back, along with an Ethernet port, the HDMI 2.1 port, and the AC port. On the front, you get a USB Type-C and a USB Type-A. This generation, Sony did drop HDMI 2.1 on the PS5. That will give you the ability to reach 4K up to 120 frames per second. Now, do not expect that for every game, but for certain games you will be able to access that function. Now, you do get the 2 removable faceplates for the PS5. That does provide you with the option to then either clean the console or expand storage on the console. Speaking of storage, you do get the option in this generation of PlayStation to drop a NVMe M.2 SSD on the console as additional storage. Now, with that, you are getting the latest PCI 4.0 that is going to give you the top of the line speed. Currently, the only SSD that I can think that can keep up with the requirements in terms of speed that the PS5 requires is going to be the Samsung Evo 980. Now, unfortunately, even if you do get your hands on that, which it is kind of pricey, and you pop that on the PlayStation 5, it's unfortunately not quite able to be used, simply because Sony has not dropped the firmware update that will allow additional storage quite yet. This generation, Sony did drop the DualSense controller, which is going to be one of the highlights for this console generation for Sony. It does have the adaptive triggers on left and right. Now, that is personally a pretty cool aspect. I can see that getting fairly annoying for some, especially if you're into competitive gaming like Call of Duty or whatnot. That will be something that you might need to turn off, but overall for the casual gamer, it's pretty cool. The ergonomics of the DualSense controller is fairly spot on as far as I'm concerned. I have pretty average sized hands, and for me it's pretty easy to game with, and I have no problems with that. I did get the disc edition. Now, it does come with a digital edition if that is more for you. I opted for the disc version more so because I can offset the extra $100 cost simply by going on eBay and picking up pretty cheap games to drop on the PS5 and make up the money that way / save money in the future. For the most part, I've not noticed the PS5 revving up the fans too loudly, so I don't think you'll mind that at all either. This is going to be an excellent buy for your personal use or a gift for someone else, if you can get your hands on it, that is, simply because it has been so difficult to get your hands on this console. But if you can do so, definitely do it. I definitely give the PS5 an A+. Alright guys, that's pretty much it. If you liked the video, you know what to do. Smash that like button, subscribe if you have not, comment down below with any questions or comments that you may have on the PS5 or other products that you would like to see on the channel. Besides that, it's one at JB Reviews. I'll catch you next time.